All right.
All
And
right.
so what's going on, bud?
Oh, nothing. Just catch up on some shows and you know, trying to get caught up on my never-ending pile of comics. And yeah, it's good.
What shows you been binging on?
Well, I don't know if you watched it, but we watched Fallout, which was great.
Yeah, I never played the games, but I really enjoyed the show.
Oh
It was good.
man, you missed out. I've been playing Fallout since Fallout 1, but 76 was kind of I don't know. Maybe I'm just antisocial. Maybe I just don't like playing with other people. That's all. So, um, but that's me. But the games are awesome. Um, so we did Fallout 76. We did X-Men 97, of course. Um, which was also fantastic. Um, And lately, I'm waiting until next week, I think, because The Boys is coming back next week.
Yeah. Uh, what was it, the 13th or something like that? Or
Yeah. Yeah, whole new trauma to deal with.
yeah, friggin' took them long enough to come back, so they better be on top of it.
Yeah, right. I agree.
And any new comics you pick up lately? Talking about
Yeah,
your
yeah.
snack.
I've really gotten into. I don't know if you know what's going on. So Marvel's big event of the summer is Marvel Blood Hunt, and they're doing all kinds of stuff with this blood hunt thing, which is like basically Earth is being overrun with vampires, and our superheroes are having to fight these vampires, right? So, um, yeah, it's been pretty good so far. It's actually nice that Marvel seems to be they're doing these red band comics. So you buy the regular one, or you can buy the red band one. If you buy the red band one, that one's got like a little bit more adult. There's like blood and gore, and a little more stuff in there. So it's nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, then give a little something more for the mature readers. You know.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice. It's nice, not to get caught up in the too kiddie stuff. Like it's nice that there's kiddie stuff out there for kids, and I understand that should be probably most of the market, but it's nice to have something for the older folks too.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go. Not knowing anything about that bloodline or bloodline,
Blood Hunt.
but blood hunt storyline. Um, I'm taking it. Morbius is involved somehow.
Um, Actually, so far, no. You're on the right track, though. You're going to probably get it second guess, though.
A second guess would be Azazel.
No, you missed. There's 3 movies about the dude already.
Loki.
Blade.
Oh, shit. I'm embarrassed I didn't get that. Like, no, but because my thought was Morbius would be leading it.
Yeah, no, it's I'm not gonna ruin the story, but Blade is definitely involved. So is
Yeah.
Dracula. So yes.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, Blade is obviously the obvious whiff on that one for myself, but uh, yeah.
But they have some kind of cool like kind of almost kind of punny stuff in there. Like they have a bunch of how comics are, like especially with events. Like they'll always do like 5 or 6 different titles, instead of just one book, it'll be like 6 different comics.
Yeah, huge
So
crossovers.
there's Blood Hunt, and then there's Blood Hunters, which is a group that's out, trying to fight off vampires. And I think it's got Elsa Bloodstone and Dagger and which Elsa Bloodstone from uh, Werewolf by Night, Elsa Bloodstone,
Okay.
um, Dagger, and I think they've got a Hulk, maybe She-Hulk, and maybe Miles Morales. I'm not sure, not 100%. Haven't read it yet because my dumb self bought the fancy variant cover of it, and now I don't want to open it. But now I've gotten to the point where I have to read the story. I'm like, crap. So I made my comic guy order me another one. So
So I
so
always
there's
buy
Blood
two, the
Hunters.
variant and the non-variant.
Yeah, there's Blood Hunters, and then we've got one that I think you would enjoy. It's called Union Jack the Ripper.
I heard something about that, and I thought it's a cool concept of what I saw about it.
But yeah, it's got Union Jack from like the British Union Jack. He's got the blue
Yeah,
mask and all that stuff, and he's basically like a vampire hunter. So
yeah, friggin', and it being the name alone, Union Jack and then Jack the Ripper, I'm surprised they didn't friggin' shove it together before that.
yeah, right. I'm like, that's perfect. That's genius right there. So
But with
yeah,
Blade being involved makes sense with Blade being the coming to the MCU officially and try to give him more light, a little bit more
yeah,
hype. Anyway.
yeah. Well, and they really motivated Dagger because the catalyst that really like lets the vampires loose is basically like an interdimensional rift. And all the characters, like even good guys, bad guys, whoever, who use this dark force power, so i.e. Cloak, and anyone else that uses those kind of powers, basically got hijacked and have basically become portals to let these vampires just shoot out of them into Earth.
So her motivation is to save Cloak, obviously.
Obviously.
Because I was even thinking, I was like, before you obviously went into detail, I was like, it's weird that they're having Dagger and not Cloak in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's an interesting way of having them in there, or
Yeah.
using him in a way that's not just kind of C-list background characters.
Yeah, I always liked Cloak and Dagger growing up. I always liked them. I never liked that show that they did with them, though. I always thought that live action show with them was never worth the darn. But maybe I'm just too darn old and curmudgeony.
Yeah, I mean it was you know good. I enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed more the fact that like, oh, we're getting you know Cloak and Dagger live action, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I always use the scale of, is it X-Men 97 on top? No.
No,
Is it Inhumans? No.
no.
So is it somewhere in there? It's all right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But I feel like X-Men 97's raised the bar on their TV, man. If their TV doesn't live up to X-Men 97, then any stuff moving forward, man, I don't know. Because that set a high bar, man.
Yeah. Well, so from the beginning, what was your take?
Dude,
From
I was
just from the get.
absolutely blown away. Like, and yeah, I know that I'm probably their target audience. Okay, I'm the the Gen Xer millennial, the elder, in there that's that grew up watching X-Men back in the day, every episode. I was the people they were targeting. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
But I thought it did so much service to so many different characters, and like just really introduced the X-Men really, really well. And I was really afraid of what Disney was going to do with them.
Yeah, I think going in, they said, let's there's definitely an age demographic, i.e., us, that grew up loved the show and are very passionate, and it's part of us,
Right.
And they updated it. Like I remember the first images of they did with Rogue. It's like, oh my god, what did they do? Once that music hit,
It didn't matter. It didn't matter.
And they updated kind of a few things, polished a few things out, and starting with those freaking guitar riffs in the intro song.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and it was nice too that they kept evolving the intro too for the characters that were actually involved. Like it wasn't just the same bland, like it's the same intro every week, and like you wouldn't see some of the characters that were in there, But I thought that was a cool little touch.
Morph and Nightcrawler finally getting their crawl.
Right. Magneto finally getting one. I'm like, about time. Magneto's been in like half the episodes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude, I loved it. I think I think it really did a very good and not unique, but like a good and in-depth look on like Scott Summers, because Cyclops, dude, used to be so boring.
Yeah.
In the original show, you'd watch the original show, you'd be like, Cyclops, oh my god, Cyclops, like who wants to be Cyclops? He's boring.
Yeah. he's like I would say I always say he was kind of like the ultimate Boy Scout if you bought Captain America off Wish.com.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, let's try and make Cyclops Captain America without being Captain America.
Yeah.
It's like, it was like so. It's like, oh, here comes Scott being Scott again. And it's like, I want to like him. He shoots friggin' laser beams out of his eyes.
Right.
And it's like, why does Jean like him so much?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, we get Cable, who's my favorite, which is, how are you like his son but hate the father?
Right.
It's like, that's who Scott Summers should be,
Yes.
know? But you see him like this, like, especially after, finding out with Jean and Madeline, you start getting a little grittiness to him, and you can see him starting to turn into the Cyclops that came into the comics.
Right.
The Cyclops as Magneto was right.
Yeah, not just the Boy Scout Cyclops, And it was nice to see his powers actually like utilized in like a real genuine like good way, like when he did that sweet like jumping out of the jet thing and like blasting his way down and landing it. I was like, dude, that was dope.
Or when he shot the ground and freaking pushed himself up.
Right. Or they're blasting their way through the cave and he's just like mining through this cave with his vision. You're like, dude, that's awesome. Like that's what Cyclops is supposed to be.
And every once in a while there was a scene that made me think of the movies. Like, what was it, when in the first X-Men, Logan was talking to Jean and she's like, well, he needs the control. He could shoot a hole through a mountain. Now he's shooting holes through mountains. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
So, it's like they did a lot of continuity, good continuity, and fan service, but not like shove it down your throat.
Right. And well, and they added good like Like I felt like they added like like the nice little like alt quasi love story with Jubilee and Sunspot. That was kind of cool. And the thing with Forge and Storm was really cool. I was like, I'm good with this, you know. Although I have heard some people say that it's a little daytime soap opera-y for so superheroes. I said, well, welcome to the X-Men.
Yeah. If you're complaining about it being, well, one, we're at the age where we're starting to watch daytime soap operas.
That's just you, sir. That's just
Yeah.
you.
But if they're complaining about soap opera drama, there's no soap opera drama quite like Summer's drama. Let's be
Oh
honest.
yeah.
You know, which, what did you think about the whole reveal, kind of not reveal, of the Gene Madeline switch? And Madeline,
That was it was good. It was good. It was nice to learn a little bit more about Madeline, because honestly I never knew much really honestly about her. I was just like, oh, she's a gene clone, you know, bad gene clone. I got it. Okay, got it. Whatever. Um, but it was nice. It was nice to kind of explore her origin a little bit. I do almost think that they did a good job of killing her off kind of quickly, though, because I do think that outside of the fact that she's an evil gene clone, like she doesn't really bring much to the table. Like she's kind of limited. You know,
yeah,
she's good for
yeah,
like one story, and then okay, here's your one story, and you're done.
it's like, what else could we do with her?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I loved it. Loved it. Dude, I gotta say though, probably my absolute favorite thing of the entire show, other than all of the little Easter eggs, which we'll get into, but the fight with Nightcrawler and Wolverine.
Oh, with the
Oh,
swords, freaking
yeah.
back to back. Wolverine coming out of the wall with the fire behind him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was fantastic. I was like, oh my god. I was like, yes, yes, that's what we need. Yes,
Yeah,
more of
more
that.
of that, please. And when they finally showed us Nightcrawler phasing, and you just see like them stretching out, friggin' like going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It took me to Guardians of the Galaxy 2
Yes.
with Rocket and
Is that
Hondo.
Peter?
With Rocket and Hondo in the ship, and they're friggin' time jumping or whatever.
Yes.
They're all like,
Yes.
it made me think of that. I was like, okay, that's cool.
It was nice though that you got to see it like from Wolverine's perspective though, because you're like,
Yeah.
you get to see like how this teleportation thing would affect everyone else, going through it and be like, oh god, that's gotta be nauseating.
Oh yeah, and you're just they finally get to where they're going. Nightcrawler's fine. Wolverine's puking.
Yeah, right.
It smells like sulfur. Jesus.
But yeah, man, that was fantastic. That was probably my favorite moment of the show. But dude, how about all those cameos? Oh my god, man.
It started with Cap, and then it just freaking built from there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got Cap. We got who else? We got Iron Man.
Zemo.
Um, which was, dude, I thought it was so cool that they broke out the '90s Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
Iron Man. I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen that in 20 some years.
And we got Doom, Zemo,
Zemo,
Omega Red at the
Doom, of
end.
course, Doom, Lord Doom. Come on, man. Whoo. Um, Daredevil,
Yeah.
Cloak and Dagger, Spidey. Mary Jane too. I was just like, wow. Yeah, dude. I honestly feel like they need to, if they brought back all those animated shows, did their own, yeah, we're gonna do an Avengers animated show. We're gonna do, Cloak and Dagger, and we're gonna do Spidey again. I'd be like, okay, I'm good. I'll watch all of those.
Excuse me. Oh yeah, like especially if they imagine them all doing it in the same vein as or the same look as X-Men 97,
Right.
you know, and they're all, I think the X-Men, Spidey, and Daredevil and Cloak and Dagger, they're all in the same neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
New York. So it's like you could have all these crossovers,
Right.
and just Spidey swinging through and bouncing into Nightcrawler or something, or
Right. Dude, I'm telling you though, that right there is probably one of the greatest missed cameos that the MCU has ever done. Like, do you remember the Incredible Hulk, the 2008, the Norton version?
yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, man, there should have been a cameo with Spidey where he's like swinging into this scene where Hulk is fighting Abomination in the middle of New York, and he just swings into, obviously Spider-Man. He's gonna go, swing and just try to stop the thing. He swings in, looks, and goes, "Oh hell no!" Just bugs out.
My own, I mean, the obvious issue would have been they didn't have the rights back at that
Yeah,
time,
2008, right?
but I mean, with that, with the Ed Norton Hulk, the only cameo is when he's out there screaming and you see the lightning bolt. That's supposed to be Thor,
Right.
but seeing Spidey swing by, be like, nope, and just go right away.
Yeah, right.
They're running and like, nope.
Yeah, I mean, what are the city heroes going to do to that? Like, they would show up and be like, yeah, yeah, that,
He's giving the Hulk problems. I'm out of here.
yeah, like, well, damn. I guess I could help, civilians get out of here, but other than that, you guys move this to like the suburbs or something,
Send it over to Connecticut or
I'm sure there's parts of Jersey that need wrecked. Go on over
yeah.
there,
Now I'll be the first person to say, can you take out Camden for us while you're at it?
But yeah, no, I loved it, man. That was a great show. That was a great show.
What did without we can talk about the ending, but what do you think of Rogue and Gambit's story or build?
Yeah, it was nice. It's kind of that unrequited love thing, and now there's that love triangle with her and Magneto and Gambit, and now I'm gonna be kind of intrigued to see because from everything that I've kind of heard is Apocalypse is going to be bringing in Gambit as Death, and I'm like, you know that's pretty awesome. Like, does that mean she's going to become a horseman, or you know what does that hold for us? I don't know. You know.
I just remember him becoming Death, but I don't remember what the inevitable payoff was. I don't even remember who the other horsemen were at that
Yeah.
time.
The only ones I ever really remember, I mean, from the original show, I remember Archangel, and then they had some pestilence, and then oh God, who was it?
Was it Plague, Pestilence? Angel was Death.
Yeah, and they had some like stupid thing for war, and yeah, no, that wasn't very good. That they can do better than that. The X-Men can do better than that. Come on now, we're the X-Men.
Yeah, the other three were kind of like background makeup mutants as we go.
Yeah,
The focus was obviously Angel, but I'd like to see like what the love triangle is, the redemption for Gambit in a way.
Mm-hmm.
If
Or if he ends up dragging her down with him, maybe that's what ends up happening.
Yeah.
But it's nice, and it's a nice departure from what they've been doing in the comics, because the comics with them is, dude, trying to read X-Men comics is like make your eyes cross. Okay. Like, the 1 week they're dead, 1 week they've got their own island, 1 week they're they're somehow recreating themselves out of little eggs. Like, it's weird, man.
Yeah. The island's alive. Kitty can't show up. Friggin' Myra can show up. Like, Myra's like never dies. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll just watch videos.
Yeah. I'll stick with the X-Men show. I'll try to stay there. That's a good spot for me. So, but yeah. I think the Gambit, that has a lot of possibility moving forward. Plus, Apocalypse, man. It's Apocalypse, dude. Apocalypse is always good.
Oh, always. Like, when he turned around or stepped out of that friggin' tent and put down his friggin' hood, I was like, oh, yes. I was like,
Well, as soon as I saw him fighting guards, I was like, that's Apocalypse. I was like, I knew it. Sure as could be. I was like, that's Apocalypse. I was right.
had a kid at work, like, after like the second or third episode, they're like, he was like, where do you think they're going? What do you think they're doing? I was like, look, you got Sinister, you got friggin' what was his face? Like, the logical end game right now, pun intended, is Apocalypse.
Yeah.
You know, like, they're building towards something and it's involving him. It always does. It always comes back to him.
Always. Yeah. Apocalypse, and he's too good of a character. He's a good bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I would like to see some more, and we'll see what they do with the adamantiumless Wolverine. We'll see what happens with Bone Claw Wolverine again.
Yeah, that episode or that scene alone.
Oh yeah.
As soon as right into Magneto, I was like, here it comes. And then he turns around and just pulls it. I'm like, then Wolverine's on the ground. They pulled that right off the comic book cover.
Oh yeah. That was almost like the exact screenshot from the book,
Yeah. And it was beautiful. Like, that scene alone, like, the rest of the season could have sucked. That.
Yeah.
And speaking of Magneto, what do you think of his arc, at least so far?
It was good. It was really good. It's nice, because he's a complicated character. Like, in a way, it's kind of hard to root against him, but in the same way, like, he's right. Like, a lot of times, like, we're just generally not good to each other. But it's just, they did a really good job, I think, of kind of taking him from just this bad guy for the sake of bad guy to like a bad guy that you have kind of like these complex this complex understanding of.
Yeah, he's not just a bad guy because he's a bad guy. You understand why he's pissed off.
Yeah.
You understand why he's been pissed off the last 100 years.
Right.
It's like he's a Jewish Holocaust survivor.
Yeah, that's not something you just get over.
Yeah, like, he watched his parents die, Not because they got shot in an alley after a show that turned him
Yeah.
into Batman. No, his people almost got wiped off the face of the planet,
Yeah.
and he doesn't want it to happen again.
Yeah. Yeah. And he keeps seeing all the same indicators, and all the same things that led up to that happening again and again with mutants now, you know? So yeah, I get it. It's like I said, it's complex and you don't wanna hate him, but at the same time you're like, God, you're such a dick.
You're right, but you're a dick.
Yeah. Like you're right, but you gotta be such a dick about it all the time.
Like Wolverine on the airplane lighting up a cigar. So you're always a dick.
That's he's not wrong. Not wrong. So yeah, no, I loved it. The show was absolutely fantastic, and I hope we get some more coming soon. Um, we're kind of in the build up now for Deadpool 3, which looks fantastic. Um, are you buying the Wolverine molester bucket?
The popcorn bucket, or
Oh yeah,
we're it when it's funny when it comes out. Me and Katie, we have San Diego Comic-Con coming up July.
okay.
The movie comes out what, the weekend before?
I'm not sure. July something.
Yeah, it's like either the weekend before or the weekend of Comic-Con.
Oh my gosh.
So one, we're already prepared to. We're expecting Ryan Reynolds to be walking around as Deadpool, and nobody notices because he's in costume. Um, but yeah, we're gonna definitely either way chisel out time to.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah. No, me and the wife are already playing. It's funny because my D&D group, they all want to go as a bunch of group, and I'm like, I got to go with my missus on this one.
I'll go again with you guys later.
Like we'll go gaming and talk about it later. This one I got to take the missus on. So because her and I don't, we don't run across many movies that we're both like, oh yeah, this is good. Let's go watch this. So
Yeah, I mean every couple has their thing, and
mhm.
like Katie's a horror fan, and closest to horror I like is monsters. So it's like we kind of she sits through Star Wars for me, so I can sit through horror for her.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, my wife is big into like English period pieces. And so oh, I'm like, honey, I can't do these. She watched Downton Abbey and she watches you know,
And
all those Bridgerton and all that stuff. And I'm just like, okay, okay. All right. She tolerates some of my stuff. So, we did connect on Ghostbusters. So Ghostbusters we call good. But for us, we really struggled for a while, right up before COVID. Because we were together before COVID, and we would go to movies together. And dude, we had a stretch of probably like 6 movies in a row that just sucked. And we spent, $50 to go to the movie, and the movies were just awful. We watched. I don't know if you ever saw it. Have you ever seen Hereditary?
no, I didn't see that one.
The horror movie. Oh my god, it's awful. It's awful. It's dumb. But we watched that. It was dumb. And then we watched the new Halloween. The new trilogy of Halloween. I was like, well, that was kind of dumb. And then we watched the Predator. That was dumb. I was just like, oh my god, what are we doing?
And, and in a way, with some of the movies that have come out lately that are pretty good, like Ghostbusters and
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool 3 is going to be great, and got both Godzilla, the Godzilla minus one, the Kong and Godzilla's, you know, in a way, as shitty as it was, between COVID and then maybe the writer's strike. Maybe it was what, movies needed, kind of a,
Yeah.
wake up and, hey, let's just make good movies.
Well, dude,
You
they
know,
got to get off of this. Oh, we got to make like 5 or 6 different sequels for the same. Like, dude, try something new. You know, like don't just keep using the same tropes all the time.
or if you do, at least make it a different movie.
Right, right.
You put
You
out
feel like you're
Godzilla,
watching the same movie half the time. Like what? But by the way, have you guys watched Thanksgiving yet?
no, I haven't even heard of it.
So it's a slasher movie. Um, which your wife normally likes probably slasher movies, but uh, I do not recommend this one. It's awful, awful. So you would think it would be good because they're basing it off of like kind of the Black Friday and the Thanksgiving and the killer wears like a pilgrim mask and a pilgrim hat and you're like, oh, that's good, that's kind of interesting. Okay, it's dumb. It's dumb. Just pass. Just pass on it and keep going.
The last horror movie that we watched was Blood and Honey 2.
Oh, how was Blood and Honey 2?
It was good.
Is
And
it good in the fact that it's so bad that it's good, or is it bad and or good in the actual good sense?
I don't think it was as gory as the first one,
Okay.
but it was in a way creepier because now we saw Rabbit, oh no, Tigger,
Okay.
and we saw Owl.
Really?
And I picked up once you saw or Tigger comes out and then you see Owl flying, they are turning everybody into a representation of horror movies. Like
Okay.
Pooh's the connection, the parallel is like Jason.
Yeah.
Tigger was Freddy Krueger. The stripes, the claws,
Okay.
the cheap jokes. All right, Owl's Mothman.
Okay.
Right, so it's like, and then you see the experiments, like the mad scientist experiments of not to spoil too much of it, of how they became who they are.
Oh, I am interested now.
Um, I can tell you more if you want, but Pooh's face ripped off.
Whoa.
Dude, and it's like you want part of it is like you think Pooh's the leader of the group, and he kind of is, but he's not the brains of the operation.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I get it. I get it.
And you could probably figure out who would be the brains of the operation.
Yeah.
And part of why Piglet's back,
Oh, okay.
it made me question if the Eeyores are really dead.
Yeah.
You know, and then we got to worry about Kanga and Roo now, or
Yeah.
Valley
Oh, okay.
a little bit.
Okay.
So it's
No,
like,
I'm on board with this now. Dude, I was kind of after watching the first one, I was like, what the hell did I just watch? And my wife was like, are you serious with this one? And I was like, I'm not sure if I am or not.
and if you watch it, you stream it or whatever,
Of course.
the end credits, they are building a universe.
I love it. I'm on board with it.
So you got the Winnie the Poohs, the whole Winnie the Pooh franchise,
Mm-hmm.
Peter Pan, a horror Peter Pan,
Okay.
a horror Pinocchio, and one other. Um, Peter Pan, Pinocchio.
I heard they're doing a horror Mickey Mouse.
I want to say that was the fourth one, but I want to say it was something else. But yeah, they're building kind of like a Universal style monsters based on those,
Ooh,
kind of like the original
interesting.
fairy tales, how gruesome they were.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I'm intrigued. I need some new good horror movies, man. Because like I said, that Thanksgiving movie, dude, I watched it a week ago, and there's still moments now where I'm just sitting there, and like I'll just like kick myself because I'm like, why did I waste 2 hours of my life watching this movie? God, it's dumb. But the last one I watched that was actually fairly decent was Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, I saw that. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I'm not a Five Nights at Freddy's aficionado or anything, but I actually liked it.
Yeah, and again, like I just all I knew of Five Nights at Freddy's was that it was Chuck E. Cheese horror movie. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that was it.
Yeah, that was all I knew of the games and everything. And I watched it and I enjoyed it. And going back to Winnie the Pooh, kind of the same emotion that I got, and this might give it away a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
of the animatronics
Mm-hmm.
being little kids is the same emotion I had for Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
And
okay.
because they
Okay.
were all abducted kids
Yeah. Yeah.
that experimented on to become
Okay. Okay.
human.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, but yeah, that was the last good one Oh, have you guys watched Twisted Metal yet?
Yeah,
What a show, right?
that was it. It was the right amount of goofy,
Yes.
and the right amount of explosions. You
Yeah.
know,
And it had
and,
Samoa Joe.
yeah.
So I mean, you
Nothing-
get Samoa Joe, and I'm sold. Like, okay, Samoa Joe, I'm on board.
You got Sam Wilson and Samoa Joe. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, yeah. I don't need much else, man. You throw Sting in there, I'd be set. You know, maybe Goldberg. You know, I'm good.
Just run across the screen, spear somebody, run away.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Good with that. But yeah, yeah. So what do you got? What do you guys got? Uh. Obviously, you guys are going to con. So what are you guys looking for at con? Are you guys looking more horror? Are you doing Star Wars? What are you doing there?
Well, we both have our interests. What we go for. Like she goes a lot for the panels. Um, she likes a lot of the animation domination stuff. Family Guy, Bob's Burgers. She goes to a lot of the horror panels. Um, I'm there more for. I mean, last year was my first year there,
Mm-hmm.
and I really had one mission, and that was Ashley. Um,
Ah,
and then after that, I was like, okay, I'm walking around. I spent like 2 hours at Artist Alley buying, prints and one-offs and stuff.
right.
Um, but a lot of the panels that I would have seen or watched or people I would have went to, so kind of close. It was closed down because of the writer's strike.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So this year I'm really like I'm gonna go instead of going Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm going Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
So try to get as much see as much stuff as I can.
Oh yeah.
Spend a day just walking the floor, and probably gonna stay the hell away from Hall H. Um,
From where?
Hall H is where like Star Wars announces everything. Marvel, DC. It's like you have to be there at like 4 o'clock in the morning just to maybe get in.
Just body to body people, huh?
Yeah. And
Yeah, no, I hate that about. That's probably the biggest thing I don't like about cons.
but yeah, I'm still gonna be looking, artwork, one-offs, exclusives.
Okay.
If I could, get autographs, and which, like I said, I had one goal, and after that, it was just like, if I could, if I see Jim Lee, I'll try to get his autograph. Friggin' so and so is supposed to be there. I'll try to see, like, oh, the line's around the building. Never mind. You know, but yeah, so 3 days is probably one day more than you need, but
You probably need a day of recovery after that too.
Oh yeah. And then the cool thing with San Diego is they have a lot of offsite stuff, parties, events. Restaurants get involved, friggin' special menus. Movie theaters start showing different things. So there's always something to do, even when you're not on the floor. So
Very nice.
and try to see Jane and Silent Bob again.
Okay.
And, they're going to be announcing here probably within the next 2 weeks. They're going to start dropping more exclusives. Attendees, special guests.
Okay.
Like one the two exclusives that I did see. They announced 3, but I think they took one down. They made a Ninja Turtles announcement, an artwork piece, but when we clicked on it, there was nothing there. So we're thinking maybe they put it out too soon.
Maybe.
Then NECA dropped an exclusive as the Predator.
Oh,
Camouflage
sweet.
from the show Prey.
Nice.
So they didn't have a price on that yet. And
Okay.
then they had an artist did a limited 200-piece run
Okay.
for the 40th anniversary of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, very nice.
So it's he's standing there, he's holding a sword. It's kind of glowing like a lightsaber.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, okay, Wednesday, making a line just for that. And
right.
So I'm making my list now, checking it twice.
Smart.
And,
Smart. If you see any Wolverine Funko stuff, hook a brother up,
Yeah, I do. But, I'm all for taking orders, and I'll take pictures, send it to you.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it Funkos because if I get into anything else, my wife is going to literally murder me. I've got my records and I've got, my Funkos and I've got comics and, I have some toys and stuff. And she's like, okay, and that's it. And that's it.
Yeah, we're trying to keep everything to this room that I'm in now. Like this wall and shelf is mine, and then she's got like her horror stuff over there.
Okay.
And she wants to keep adding to that. She's got her Draculas, her Talking Tinas, her friggin' Killer Clown stuff, and so we're gonna.
Well, one of these days we're gonna have to set up a trip to go to Universal Studios and go check out the monster stuff. We need to make that happen.
Oh yeah, friggin' Halloween Horror Nights they do every year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, once we get things stabilized over here, we'll start building towards that. They've got a couple of cons coming up here in my neck of the woods. So Austin Comic Con is going on, and they've got Weird Al, which I thought was cool. And they've got the voice of Wolverine and the voice of Rogue, from X-Men '97. So that was cool, but you know, I know it's going to be like an insane thing to try to try to get to those guys. So I don't know if I'll end up doing that. And then there's another one in Belton, and they're doing all the Ninja Turtles from the movies, the original movies.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and the creator of Ninja Turtles.
Eastman and Laird.
Yeah. So they're going to be there. Then the Ninja Turtles are going to be there. Shredder, Splinter, and April.
The original, the brunette,
the original
ginger?
April.
Okay, the brunette or the ginger April?
No. The 80s poofy haired one. So yeah, but like I said, I don't know. It's just it's a lot of time commitment, and just navigating all those people. You're like, oh my goodness, so many people.
You're right. I had experience, with New York doing security there during Comic-Con, and I had the benefit of being behind the scenes, so I could literally like walk anywhere before the show even started, and be like, "Oh, buying that," or "Oh, hey, Stan, can you sign this?" Yeah, sure. Hey, Opie, can you sign this? Yeah. So I didn't even have to stand in any lines.
Nice.
But when the doors opened at 9 o'clock, I made a beeline down to Ashley, and I still stood in line for 2.5 hours.
I believe it.
There was a line that wrapped around 3 times before it was 5 minutes. And
That's
it was
wild,
already.
dude. That's wild. That's kind of like when I first got down here to Texas, we came down and Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, was down here at the Comic-Con. And so, dude, his line was huge. Like everybody else's line was nothing. His line was huge. And I finally get up there. And me and my wife get up there, and we didn't have cash. He was cash only. And we're like, oh my God. Like, I'm heartbroken, dude. And he goes, hey, go to the ATM, come right back, walk straight up to the front. I'll take you. We'll get this done. And then I'm out of here. I'm like, sweet. So he's mad of his word. Like, we walked straight back up to the front of the line. They're like, yeah, come on in. Walked us up. We did some photos, and he signed a picture for me. And then after that, he did like one other person and left. I was like, oh my God, I got to meet Batman.
I remember one year I was doing the VIP behind where that New York, where they have all the autograph signings, to the VIP area in the back. The year before they had Adam West.
Mm-hmm.
That year was Kevin Conroy. He comes walking through, with his entourage, and walks into the area where the tables are, and you see him open the curtain. People are going crazy. He closes it, opens it, they go crazy, sticks his head out. I'm Batman, and closes the door. People are going insane.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
And I want to say Mark Hamill was on the other side of the room. So when he actually gets up to the table, and he's like, I know you guys have been waiting to hear this. He says it again. I'm Batman. And then all of a sudden, from the other end of the hall, you hear the Joker laugh. And Mark Hamill.
Oh, man, dude.
And people are like losing their minds.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark Hamill is definitely like the animated Joker voice for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like when we saw Flashpoint, me and Katie. It's like Michael Keaton is our live action Batman, but I will always say Kevin Conroy will always be the voice of Batman.
True. It's true. And I'm not even that. I used to be a Keaton. Keaton was Batman. I was a little kid. I was like, yeah, Keaton is. But as I got older and as I kind of grew with Batman, kind of getting older, kind of growing a little bit, seeing the Affleck Batman, dude, I wished I would have seen more of that.
Yeah.
Like I wish that we would have gotten a solo Batfleck film. Like
Yeah.
with him fighting, because they were setting up for him and oh god, what's his name from Slade Wilson.
Oh,
Deadshot? No.
Yeah.
No. What is his name? God, that's gonna drive me crazy. But yeah, they were setting that up, and then they just, doesn't DC just, shat the bed like usual, and we never got it.
DC being DC, Warner Brothers being Warner Brothers.
Dude, it's just I don't understand how you dropped the ball on Justice League like that, man. Like you had a Justice League set up. You do the Snyder film thing, it blows up, it's a big deal. And then you're just like, okay, and next, we're just gonna go completely different.
I think we talked about this last time. Like they could have, milked it for years.
Oh yeah.
What I mean?
Oh yeah.
Just put out a good story, continuity.
Well, dude, they couldn't even do that from movie to movie. I mean, look at how awesome Wonder Woman was. The original Wonder Woman movie was fantastic. And then you watch that Wonder Woman 84, and you're like, dude, is this the same character? Am I crazy?
It's like you can't expect every character's movies to be like the first one was a 10. 84 was a 5.
Oh god, 84 is like a 2 at best.
It's expected to be a drop off. You can't be running at a 10 all the time.
Right.
But for that much of a drop off, like you could say the first Thor was an 8, Dark World was a 5 or a 6, Ragnarok was maybe an 8. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have fluctuations,
right.
But that was like, I could say I enjoyed it in this 84 in the sense of like, hey, I enjoyed Birds of Prey. You know what I mean? Was it great?
No.
But it's like, guys, what happened?
Well, for me, it's frustrating because I feel like DC can't just figure out like that. They feel like they have to go either all silly or all like serious. I'm like, you can do both. Like, you can have the Trinity characters be serious. I would have Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman movies be serious because that's your Trinity. That's your rock. But Flash, Cyborg, you could do Teen Titan stuff. It doesn't need to be serious. Aquaman could be your kind of like hybrid, serious, goofy kind of character, And the Green Lanterns, there's a mix of serious. There's like, John Stewart is more serious, and then there's Guy Gardner, who's a total goofball, like you can do both. It's okay.
Yeah. It's like knowing your characters,
Right.
It's like the big 3. Okay, make them more serious. if you want to say you have a big four with Aquaman, Aquaman could be that bridge.
Yeah, he's the bridge between silly and like really serious, you know.
Yeah, if you want to throw in a joke that he talks to fish, okay. But remember, he's a king. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, so he's got to have some seriousness in there.
right.
And then you could really go off with the Green Lantern Corps because not only Guy Gardner's goofy and Jon Stewart's serious as hell, but you got all these freaking aliens. You
Yeah,
know, you can make it weird.
yeah. Make it fun. You could have all kinds of weird aliens, and you could have like the serious cops, and then you could have Hal Jordan being kind of a jackass, kind of in the middle, you know, like
Like they did, like Marvel did that well with Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah,
It got weird.
yeah,
So
yeah. But it's just, I just wish DC could figure it out, man. I really do. Even, dude, even their comics lately, like, I don't, dude. I used to. I mean, I collect comics a lot, but like, um, I've gotten to the point now where I'm pretty much only getting Marvel comics. I might get one or two DC. Pretty much Batman, obviously Batman main title Batman. And sometimes some of the one off they'll do these little quirky little stories with Batman that are kind of cool. But outside of that, it's just like I don't even know what they're doing. Like their stories just don't make any sense. Like they're not really following kind of a coherent universe kind of thing, you know. Um, so yeah, it's been mostly Marvel for me lately on the comic front.
I wish I could, between the car and other bills, I wish I had freaking more money to go down to this freaking comic shop over here and spend all this time. But yeah, like I'm like short of watching like Variant or friggin' comic tropes or something. I'm like, you jump into something, I'm like, watch a video about it. I'm like, okay, this is friggin' weird.
Yeah,
What are they doing?
yeah.
Like,
I do think though you should look into the Turtles are doing I think it's black, white, and green,
yeah, I heard about that.
and
Yeah,
they're like little short stories of Ninja Turtle stories. And yeah, I was like, that's Joe. That's Joe. That's the Joe title right there. Because first off, we know you've got a short attention span,
what?
and squirrel. And second off, it's Ninja Turtles. I was like, yeah, sold. That's Joe Book right there. So
Yeah, wanna. Yeah, friggin'. I'm still trying to recover from what I read of Ronan. Friggin', I had to stop. It was making me cry.
yeah, yeah, I'm sure. I heard that is a brutal story.
But yeah, so yeah, we've been at it for an hour and 5 minutes. Uh, got anything else you want to talk about?
No, man. I'm pretty good. Anything on your plate that you got coming up? You're intrigued about?
I mean, short of Deadpool, Wolverine, season two. Watched the first two episodes of Acolyte.
How
Which
was it?
it, it, you know, I thought it was a good start.
Okay.
Um, once you kind of get the reveal, it was maybe a little predictable, but you could definitely tell that they're moving forward towards something.
Yeah.
Uh, I want to see how it ends.
Interesting. Okay. Well,
But I
I'll
could,
let you be the guide on that one. And let me know. I'll follow behind on that one. So
you know, I'll do my best, Cody Rhodes, and finish the story.
There you
And
go.
let
There
you
you
know.
go. All right. All right. Yeah, man. Yeah, I ain't got much. I will tell you, the Planet of the Apes. I don't know if I told you the new Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It was okay. It was okay. Not a
Yeah,
must see by any means.
Katie said the same thing. Like it was kind of
Yeah,
yeah.
like it was like it's okay, but you're like, it was just okay. It was like okay, it was all right. Um, yeah, Venom, the new Venom, definitely on board with. Deadpool 3, The Boys, and Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon 2.
Yeah. What do you think they're doing with what do you think what are your expectations for Venom 2?
Or Venom 3.
Oh, three.
Um, well, I've heard that this is Tom Hardy's send off. This is the Tom Hardy send off movie. So what I'm assuming they're going to do is this is going to be the segue to get Venom into the MCU. So somehow I think I would put money on at the end of Venom, we're going to see a black suit Spider-Man.
And
And it's
it's
going to
gonna
be
be
Tom Holland, black suit Spider-Man.
yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Like Toby's a little old, but who do you think it's
I
you
would
know,
be on board with an Andrew Garfield black suit Spider-Man, though. I would be on board with that shit in a New York second, boy.
that would as much as he had a little bit of redemption in that you know, what was it? No Homecoming. That would have been a real Andrew Garfield redemption kind of.
Black suit Spider-Man? Yes. Absolutely. But yeah, I feel like somehow though they're going to try to bring Venom over to the MCU. You got to. Like, at some point we've got to have the black suit Spider-Man story. Like it's got to be a thing.
What do you think the odds are Agent Venom?
Oh, that would be cool. But we don't have Flash really established though anywhere. Like Flash in the MCU is kind of a dork, isn't he?
If I remember, Flash was kind of like a little bit of a dick.
Yeah. So,
Unless
um,
unless they explain it away that Venom attaches to Flash and that's how he starts becoming a dick.
it could be. But yeah, I think we need to see the black suit Spider-Man before we get into Flash, because I feel like that was the that was the whole thing that Madam Web uh shat the bed on. Was you're trying to do Spider-Man stuff without doing Spider-Man, like when you're doing Agent Venom and you're doing all this other stuff, but you're not doing black suit Spider-Man, you're tiptoeing around the point.
Yeah, he's like implying that it's already there, but he's not.
Right. Right. So yeah, I would definitely be on board with the black suit Spider-Man and seeing him, square off against the Avengers or so. I'd be good with that. You know.
Oh, excuse me. Um, I don't remember if the Venom movies were strictly Sony property or if
Mm-hmm.
they were connected anyway to the MCU. But you think? I mean, obviously, Black Suit Spider Man would probably be the first to show up. You think? Brock's got his kid in there at all in the MCU at any point? So was it Blake? His name?
Yeah, something like that. Dylan. right?
Dylan.
Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan. That's what it is.
Um,
Your house.
yeah,
You know, Eddie to Spider-Man, Agent Venom, and then Blake takes over as the actual Venom.
yeah.
You get
I'd like to if they don't if they don't do Black Suit Spider-Man, which I would like to see. You know, have they done weirder stuff? You know, um, at least bring Carnage to the MCU. At least bring Carnage back. Because when they killed Carnage in that movie, I was like, you killed Carnage the first time? Come on, man.
yeah. The only caveat I'll say to that is like, okay, he's dead in Sony, but Marvel can bring him around, and
Right. Maybe have somebody capture a little red symbiote and it ends up in Reed Richards' lab or something, and I'd be like, yes.
or yeah,
Yes.
I mean, they could do so many little things with just the Fantastic Four alone that kind of be like an Iron Man thing where in the background, like you see, a little jar of red goo bouncing around or black goo over here bouncing around,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just stuff in the background, like you saw Cap, Shield, and Iron Man or something. Like
Right.
just lay it on the table somewhere.
Right.
And
Yeah, once they bring the Fantastic Four in, it just opens the world up. Like it's gonna open the whole world back up.
all
So,
right, good. All right, man. I'll let you go. And good talking as always.
yes, sir. Same to you.
And we'll have to do this again in the next couple of weeks when more good shit's happening.
Yeah, definitely.
Build up the things to talk about.
That's right. That's right.
Alrighty. So, peace out, bro. Good talking. And catch you on the flip side.
Later, dude.
Adios.